Hi Hinsters, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome too. It's been a wee while, I think more than a month since my last video. I hope you are keeping safe and well, and we are here talking about Aquarius season. If you're brand new to the channel, please do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like what I do. I am a spiritual astrologer and I do offer readings, so check out my description box below and the details there. So it's Saturn day as I record. It's currently the very last day of Capricorn season. So we are officially, in terms of the sun, entering the end of Saturn's feminine expression, and we are about to begin a month of Saturn's other masculine expression, Aquarius season. The basics of Aquarius are like this: the penultimate season of the astrological year, a light season, the last light season, and a masculine fixed air sign, which is often mistaken for being a water sign and also known as the water bearer. This is the masculine expression of Saturn. So that's kind of just some really basic stuff about Aquarius. This Aquarius season, though, in particular, and this year, is quite probably the most important Aquarius season or Aquarius moment for the next 20-year period. How we act now and the things we keep and hold precious and the things we let slip or cut away will for sure play a big part in the overall tone of this next 20-year period. And I say 20-year period because Pluto finally leaves Capricorn and enters Aquarius on the same day that the sun enters Aquarius. And this is Aquarius, right? This hyper virile energy. So we have this god Pluto finally entering this energy. It can kind of be like the Tower card in the tarot for many people in many ways. It can kind of feel like something is on the edge of happening right now, or it can kind of feel like your heart is skipping a beat. I would watch out if you take drugs, if you take a lot of coffee, if you hang out with a lot of shady characters or in a lot of shady spaces. Usually, I would just like check yourself and protect yourself and all that jazz. If you know, you know. If that's you, that's you. But anyway, Pluto is kind of banging a big new gong in the house in our breath charts where we have Aquarius, and that house is going to now have like a 20-year focus. And it's pretty incredible astrology, really. You know, dreams can come true for many people right now, and we've got the sun and Pluto hosted by Saturn in Pisces, and this is bringing a lot of romantic energy that's kind of floating in the air. This is bringing a lot of us, I mean, it's been floating in the air for a while with Saturn and Pisces, but we're just getting this reactivation or this more evidencing of it, this extroversion of it, this extrapolation of it. And it's also a lot of us being called to dig up and throw out the slaggy, scrappy parts of ourselves and to get more into things like empathy and just generally enjoying the wonder of everyone and everything in our lives right now. And it can be a lovely time this here Aquarius season, and it can be very forgiving. It can be a very releasing time as well, I want to say, for some people. It can be when we feel and we show off the fruits of our labor. And it can be a time, you know, Capricorn season might have been more of a quiet feeling of our achievements and accolades, but Aquarius season is much, much more in your face in many ways when it comes to fruits of labor. And it can also be a time where perhaps many of the resolutions that we made for ourselves, if you are a person who sets resolutions, or many intentions that we may have had back in Aries season, the spring, they are coming up fast and furious and strong right now. And Aquarius sextiles Aries naturally, and we have Mars exalted right now in the sign of Capricorn, and that's the other sign, right? Ruled by Saturn. So there's no deficit here of masculine energy. And there's also no deficit of people wanting to be mean and meek and stubborn in the mind or just miserable. And although I think Aquarius season will be like that, because that's classic Aquarius season, also I think the doors have shut already on us if we're trying to snipe or slander someone. And I've been saying this for many months now, I think, since like Virgo season, but it should already be clear now, this astrological year, what works and what doesn't work for us. And also, if we're just trying to like entertain something or someone that's just not our jam, like that should be quite clear as well. If you're still searching for like what your jam is, maybe Aquarius season can help. But I feel like most of us have figured that out, at least in terms of like the last year and what we have wanted to achieve or what we have intended. Again, if we are that type of person, some people, they don't intend for things or have resolutions, and that's fine too. And Aquarius, as I said, is one of the fixed finishing signs. And of course, this is Nicki Minaj energy. As you know, if you are a Hinster, I love Nicki Minaj, and she's an absolute beacon for Aquarius energy. And so we have Aquarius rising, we have exalted Mars just being much more emphasized right now. And I mean, come on. And for Aquarius risings especially, I think this Aquarius season and the beginning of 2024 for you literally is like one of the most important ever for you. And I think our Capricorn house, for everybody, our Capricorn house as well, right now is receiving a huge finalizing type of message or maybe a gift from Pluto. And this is as he finally kind of rips out of Capricorn and into this brand new sign. And there's this release, there's this ejaculation, explosion into Capricorn. And this just adds more drama as well, or more drive to how this Aquarius season is going to kick off for us all generally. And it will just show us, I think, how easily many of us can push forward in both our external and our internal worlds. It's almost like a jigsaw being so easy to finish, or it's like the last rush or push of a game and it being so easy, or like the last lap of a race and it being so easy. And the moon in Gemini will just be coming off an exact trine to the sun. And both, by the way, I also feel like I want to say right now that it's not going to be necessarily positive for everyone. And you need to know about astrology, and you need to know about how the gods work and how the archetypes are. And you need to know that on my channel, I don't want to get too much into the negative. If you are someone who's like that and you want to delve more into like negatives, that's fine. Maybe that's of your nature, but it's not something I want to focus on my channel. So anyway, the moon in Gemini will just be coming off an exact trine to the sun, and both the sun and Pluto will be moving into this trineage with Jupiter in Taurus. And I think this is honestly some excellent and beautiful energy for many people. And Aquarius season is like a rocket or a spaceship finally about to be able to be launched. And it's also like joining up millions of dots and mastering some kind of mad method. And a lot of people will find sweet solace now, kind of in their quirks. And Aquarius is also like a man in a business suit. He's cool, he's corporate, but he has shades, and like he's just come up to you asking randomly for something. It's like a favor, it's like a human interaction or a simple gesture, and it's like that's it, and there's nothing attached. Although Aquarius season can absolutely be where some of us get stuck and hooked by cult artists or like culty, intense, crazy people, or let power or control or a bright idea kind of take over us. Or it's like AI. It's like when something takes over us, and like when people get a little too obsessed with an idea and want to push fear or propaganda about something. Just like AI again, I mean, I do think AI absolutely has some things for us to be worried about, but I also feel like it has become like a very kind of just capital T trendy thing, and that there are some hyperbolic things going on with that. But I mean, this is something like I think as old as time, as we always develop as a human race, as we always develop things, with each wave of development, there's always a kind of extra hysteria. And this is a very comfortable kind of discourse or energy in Aquarius season, because it is such a virile and powerful, or like pouting or pushy type of energy. And it's the last of this type of energy for the year. So yeah, I'd be aware of like cult artists, or letting things, ideas especially, take us over, and as extremism as well, like extreme things, intense people, or intense idols or politicians or something, like kind of really gripping us. And also I want to say like things that are really robotic or monotonous or sterile in some sense, or kind of like with AI, like something that's there but it's not even there, or it's something but it's not even anything at all, and like being aware of the potential to get too involved with these things. Like mindless scrolling on TikTok, or mindless staring at something or watching something that has already kind of finished or is already over in some cases. I have this like vision of people watching something over and over again, or reading something over and over again, and wanting it to be something it can never now be. And that can be where we get like trapped or sucked in Aquarius season. We're stuck on a thought, an idea, or an aspiration, and it's like that's like the spaceship not being able to take off in time before there's like this big wash or flood or something, Pisces season. So that can relate to some people as well. But this is the last finishing season of the year, and we can also become obsessed, right, with pushing or finishing something, and this can be good for us, or this can be good for stuff like, that's what I want to say, good for stuff like good causes. But it can also be the moment where people fall because they realize that resolutions they made in Capricorn season have been taken away or taken too far, or they've just decided to give up. And I want to say that making brand new resolutions in Capricorn season is quite like cutting down a tree and trying to replant that same tree and expecting it to grow like exponentially or at a mad rate. This is also an Aquarius season thing, like getting mad about something. And it's maybe not impossible to grow something or force something to grow like that, but it's like not the right time for following mad or like spur of the moment brand spanking new things that have absolutely nothing to do with what we've been doing since Aries season. Like, unless you are someone who's always had something that they obsess over and like push for, maybe once a year, maybe every year you've done this since like you were a kid, like a charity run or a pilgrimage or a diet, that is something that is actually innate to you and not just like a fad or a capital T trend, or just something that comes from peer pressure or because you feel it is like a social obligation of some sort. Something sincere that you always have done. for everyone else, like Aquarius season is better explored as a time for wrapping up. It's, of course, also a very contrarian energy. You know, Saturn rules outcasts and Saturn rules oppositions. And it wouldn't be an Aquarius season video without mentioning that Aquarius is probably the perfect energy. This is probably the perfect time to sit down and actually map out or write out what your new plans for Aries season will be. Like, what kind of energies, like spring sprout energies, do you want to be in? What kind of juices and fiery coals do you want to be in come Aries season? And it is a finishing season, remember, Aquarius season. So it's like drawing up a resolution list, but at the same time, tending to what's already on our plate, maybe for one last time, and cleaning the house or your space that you're already in, things that you already have, and like counting and accounting for the funds and the stuff that you already have. Aquarius risings, especially, this is a season for you, your body, your health. And for Pisces rising, this is your private realms. This is you time. This is figuring out how to combat things that have been tripping you up. For Aries, this is a wish. This is friendships and friends helping you get to more of your wishes. This is a good spirit type of time for you. For Taurus, this is like an itch to be at odds with your career, or your career is causing something to happen to your body and your health, or like there's some kind of shaking of something, and this is action needed to be taken for yourself, Taurus. For Gemini, this is a great moment to take responsibility, maybe go to uni or take that course, go to church again, or go to your like religion, your spirituality, or your higher cause, your optimism. For Cancer rising, this is your debts, this is your partner's business, learning more about your partners. This is taking on like fears and idleness in your life. Leo, this is committing to others, this is marriages, this is negotiation as well, and this is also getting ready to contend with the world. And Virgo, this is your health, your suffering. This is making bold moves. This is also being a manager or a boss for many of you Virgos. This is like your career and your calling you to be worked on, to make changes and cuts, maybe again like last minute things for the last time this year needing to be done, which concern your career, your job. Libra, this is fun. This is the house of fun for you. This is romance, and this is children, and it's taking a risk. Maybe it's an odd one. A lot of Libra risings during Aquarius season need to just be comfortable with the decision to have the fun that they want to have, and not just the fun that they feel compelled to have because everyone else is having that kind of fun. So Aquarius season can always be great for Libras in that it really spices things up for you in a different way. And it's maybe again an odd kind of risk for you, but it's one that's part of your spirit's journey. Scorpio, this is some challenge or agitation concerning your home or your roots, your family, the past, and it's also discovering buried things. It can be like the beginning of a foundational wake-up call for some as well. For Sagittarius, this is the way you relate and communicate and pick up on things from your immediate surroundings and like local, ordinary, quote unquote, interactions and conversations. It's also stuff like your siblings and your friends. For Capricorn rising, finally, this is your spending, the stuff that you invest in anything and anyone, and this is like the food you put in your body, and it makes or it marks rather a really important method for you, moment for you, where you can kind of spark a brand new 20-year focus on things like your money and what you want to possess for yourself. So that's all I have for you this Aquarius season. I hope you have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.